Hey friends, Susan Gregory here. And let me ask you a question. Do you want to raise your faith to the next level? That's a question we want to be asking ourselves on an ongoing basis. We want to be growing in our faith. So that's what we're going to talk about today. But first, let me just say congratulations that you are listening to this message. There are so many other choices that you have in how you're going to use your time, what videos you're going to watch, all those different things. And there's a lot of people that are making other choices, but you are making the choice to look at how you can develop your faith. Again, I'm Susan Gregory. I'm the author of The Daniel Fast, Feed Your Soul, Strengthen Your Spirit, and Renew Your Body, along with many other books about the Daniel Fast. And I have the great pleasure of being able to minister to literally hundreds of thousands of people around the world. So here's what we want to talk about today. Do you want to raise your faith to the next level? And we're going to talk about some steps that you can be taking because you know what? We don't do this in our spare time. We need to be intentional. And that intention all starts by making a decision. So you want to decide that you really want to do this. So decide. That is the first step that you take in growing your faith, developing your faith. And one of the ways that you make that decision is to do what I call pound your stake in the ground. Make that decision. Say, okay, this is going to be my focus for the next while. I want to develop my faith. I want my faith to grow to the next level. I want to experience God in deeper and more profound ways. Then you want to go deep with your decision. Don't let it be just something you maybe will do or you're going to try. No, because there's going to be times where you're going to have to press through. There's going to be times when you've got distractions calling your name. There's going to be times that you need to do that good fight of faith to keep going on the decision. So go deep with your decision. Also, I encourage you to write down your word. What do I mean, your word? Make a promise to yourself. Say this period of time, whether it's during your Daniel fast or you're making this as part of your year-long decision that you're going to make or whatever it is, write it down and make that commitment to yourself. This is something I really want to do. I am going to do this. And again, don't let it just get on the surface of the ground. You want that root, that decision root, to go deep within you, because then when you have challenges, it will be there. And you will say, nope, I'm not departing from this. I'm going to grow my faith. Now, the next thing you want to do is look at why. Why do you want to grow your faith? Why is that important to you? So why do you want to make this change or whatever change you're planning in your life? What will it mean for you? And how do you see your future? So let's take this example of growing your faith, developing your faith. What will that mean for you? Will you have more confidence? Will you have more security in the Lord? Will you have more confidence that your prayers will be answered? What will it mean for you? And what will it mean for those you love? If you're married, for your spouse, if you're a parent, for your children, if you're a son or daughter, for your extended family, your parents, for those you love, for your friends, what will it mean for those who watch you? Do you know that there are people that are watching us? I don't mean that they're spying on us. I don't mean it in a negative way, but we are witnesses. We are examples of what it means to follow Christ. So when people are watching you, what will it mean when you develop your faith to a higher level, when you are stronger in the Lord, when you have more confidence in Him? What will it mean? How will it impact them? How will it impact those you love? How will it impact you? And then, how will it impact God? How can you be of better service to Him and for Him when you develop your faith and it gets stronger and you are able to access it and use it in a greater way. So then the next thing is priority. You want to make this decision to develop your faith, to raise it to a higher level, make that a priority in your life. So the thing about priorities is, where is it on your list? Is it top? What things will become more important when you've got to make choices of how you'll use your time, of how you'll use your resources? So, what's more important to you than developing your faith? And these are things you really want to think about, and I encourage you to write about them. Because that, again, is how we change the way we think. It's how we change our plans. It's how we change how we are going to behave in our future. So what's more important, but then what is less important? And we want to prioritize because, again, we've got so many opportunities, so many challenges, so many times that we can be distracted. There are so many choices constantly vying for our time, vying for our attention, and vying for our lives. So, what is more important to you? What's less important to you? Where does developing your faith fall on your list of priorities? And then what will you do when you get tempted to abandon your priority? So when you are making this decision, you realize before you're in the middle of the temptation, what will you do when a distraction calls your name? It's the television show that you said, okay, I don't want to watch that anymore. Or it's the, just feeling too tired, or all those kinds of things that you just say, oh, I just don't want to do it today. What will you do? Now, one of the best things you can do is have a plan. Make this part of your routine. Make sure that you have that morning time or that daily time that you are spending with God. And we're going to be talking a little bit more about this, but what can you do to keep your priority? Can you set up some routines? Can you set up a sacred time every single morning that you are spending with God, that you are prayerfully speaking with Him, that you are experiencing His presence, that you are in His Word and meditating on His Word, asking Him, Lord, what does this mean for me and my life? Asking the Holy Spirit to minister to you. These are all things that are available to you as a follower of Jesus Christ and as a child of God. So make this a priority in your life. And then this is a big one, and that is consistency. And that's why one of the great things you can do is set up a routine, a daily pattern. That's what Jesus did. Jesus had patterns. He had practices that He would follow. And that's what people who are of faith, who have strong faith, that's what they have. So what do we want to do? We want to be like other people who are successful. Follow their ways and follow the instruction of the Lord. He says that He wants to meet with us on an ongoing basis. So, how can you develop consistency? One of the things that you can do is decide what is your step-by-step plan. Remember, any journey is a step-by-step way of traveling, bit by bit, step by step. So what can you do step by step? And so often we think we're going to be strong at the very beginning, or I like to make this picture or have people imagine that they're standing at the foot of the mountain, and are they going to be able to get to the top of the mountain in one step? No, we can't do that. We take it bit by bit, step by step, and you know what? We learn along the way. We develop faith muscles. We develop practices. We learn about ourselves. We learn about the Lord, and we end up getting into a flow. So we don't have to really think about it every day to make sure we follow through with the decisions we've made, because it becomes part of our lifestyle, part of our pattern. That's what we want. We want this to be a lifestyle of faith. Isn't that beautiful? That's what Christianity, being of faith, being a follower of Jesus Christ is all about. So step by step, what will you do? And then you're entering into the flow. And there are things that we're talking about, practical applications right now, kind of a to-do list and things that you can physically do and practice. But when you do this, the Holy Spirit comes and ministers to you, and all of a sudden there is a spiritual realm that comes into practice that it's even hard to use words to describe what that is. And you'll never know what it's like until you get in that flow. Now, you've probably experienced before, but you want to keep experiencing it. And if you haven't experienced this, getting into this flow where you've got this supernatural, amazing feelings and the Lord is just feeding you, it is the most wonderful experience and blessing. You can't even put a price on it. It is absolutely priceless, because it's so great, and you can't get it any other way except spending time with Him and being in His presence. If you have not felt that and experienced that before, then I really encourage you to take the steps that you can take that are available to you to develop your faith, to bring it up to the next level. So you want to be feeding on the truth on a consistent basis, getting into the Word each day. And it doesn't mean that you're reading big, long stretches or spending an hour reading the Scriptures every day. You want to meditate on it, spend time chewing on it, gaining understanding. See, what does this mean for my life? Prayerfully read the Scriptures, but feed on the truth on a daily basis. And that is what the Word says and means when it says to walk in the Spirit. What is walking? Walking is a step-by-step, consistent action. So walk in the Spirit. Get in the flow, consistency. And one thing that I think of, David danced unto the Lord. And that's what you can do. And I don't necessarily mean physical dance, although that can be a really wonderful thing as part of your worship, to just be dancing with Him, putting on some really good, beautiful music, and then dancing to the Lord. But think about dancing, and I don't know if you dance or not, but you can imagine, maybe you've seen films of people dancing. There have to be steps. Consistent steps. And the more people practice and the more consistency they have in the dance, the better they become. And it gets to the point at the beginning where you're having to really concentrate on left, right, left, right, all the steps, forward, back, all those steps. But then it gets to the point when you've practiced enough, you don't even think about it. You get to listen to the music and you have it just flowing through you, and you get into the rhythm of it. And that's what happens to you when you have a consistent time with the Lord, entering into relationship with Him and being in His presence. And then the final thing is that you want a plan so that you can follow the steps, so that you can enter into this journey and keep going. It's like a roadmap. So you want a plan. So what plan will you use? What will you do on this part of your journey as you are developing your faith, strengthening your faith, developing your faith so it goes to the next level? Education and learning and experiences like this are so powerful because once you learn them, once you know them, they are yours. They are precious gems that you can use for the rest of your life. I remember spending many years as a Christian. I was on my way to heaven, but boy, did I not understand the depths that we can have with our Lord, what it truly means to be in the Spirit, what it truly means to be a citizen of His kingdom. There are so many things. The Word says, God says that He is so far beyond us that there's no way we can understand Him, but this is the deal. We'll never be able to fully understand Him because He's so far beyond us. But you know what? He never hides anything about Him from us. He is totally wide open, and he just says, "Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Learn from me. Learn from me." So he never hides anything from us. It's always there. He's ready to reveal it to us. But we need to enter in. We need to have a plan. We need to make the decision. We need to have him as a priority and do it consistently. So what will you do? How will you enter into this plan? And then what's your next step? What will you do on a day-to-day basis to be consistent and to follow a way that will lead you into the growth that you want to experience? How will you stay strong in those times that you will be challenged, when you'll have so many demands on your life that you'll feel, I can't do it all? But you know what? You can develop a plan so that you can follow through. And it's a simple plan. Developing some routines, developing some patterns. And then how will you follow through? I really encourage you to put together a daily, I encourage you to do it first thing in the morning before interruptions have a time to even be knocking at your door, to have that morning time. And if you've never done that, even starting out with just 15 minutes and then stretch it out by another, take it into 20 minutes and 25 and then 30 minutes that you just spend. And pretty soon you'll get to the point where you find the value in it. You experience the value in it, and you want to make sure that you're spending this time, your quiet time with the Lord. And then what steps will you take? It's so amazing, the opportunities that are available to you, supernatural, out of this world opportunities. And then you just need to put it into action. Take action. That's how it all comes together. Remember what the word says, faith without works is dead. Look at that word, dead. Faith without works is dead. So if you want to develop your faith to the next level, you need to take action. So what actions will you take, and what plan will you follow? See how all of these things come together like a puzzle piece that will take you to the success you want. What routines will you complete? What routines will you engage in that you will follow, that you will develop, and that you will complete? And then how will you keep moving toward your desired end? Think about it. As if you were planning to climb that mountain. What will you do? What equipment will you need? What will you do when you feel tired? What will you do when you feel like not going anymore? Think about those things and then enter into this amazing adventure you can have as you grow your faith and develop your faith. Be blessed. God is so good. He has so much for you. He has so much He wants to put into your heart. So many blessings He has for you. So if you want to learn more about this, you can go to the danielfast.com/rest. That's the Daniel fast that I'm leading for this year. And there are just so many things, blessings and opportunities and ways you can develop your faith as you start the new year with extended prayer and fasting. The blessings are there waiting for you. All you need to do is enter into the experience, make that decision, make your plans, take actions, and walk toward the blessings that your Lord has for you. Okay, we'll talk again next time. Blessings to you. Bye for now.